Good evening and welcome to another Channel 8 sports presentation. Tonight from the East Brunswick High School gym, East Brunswick girls basketball. Hi, I'm Jimmy Allinder, and joining me tonight is Phil Hill and a special guest tonight, East Brunswick Athletic Director Frank Noppenberger. Frank, let's start with you. Let's take a look at Edison. What do you know about them?
Well, I know the first time we played, we got into Edison's game. Edison's game is a slow-down game. They want to control the tempo, and they did that by controlling the boards. The last time we played, it went down to the wire where I think it was Kim Harden hit a bucket with a few seconds remaining to win the game. So last time, it was a low-scoring game in the 30s. I think Edison wants it low-scoring. I think in East Brunswick's looking to up-tempo it to get it in the 50s.
Bill? A little bit about East Brunswick.
Well, the Bears, from the last time that we saw them, have run into some trouble spots. They're 10-7 right now, and I know they had some tough losses against, I believe, Trenton Central, Madison Central, Middletown South, and a 1-point loss to J.P. Stevens. Barbie Holland scored, had a fantastic game that day, but they just had it rough going. Pat Peters seems to feel they're going to be back on track today, though.
Right, and they also have Randy Klein back tonight, too.
And Diane Flynn as well.
And Diane Flynn. Okay, so we're about ready to start in a moment. We'll be back in the action in just a minute. Okay, we're about ready to begin the action here in just a moment. Teams are coming on the court. I'll quickly give you the starting lineups for Edison. Patty Novus is number 50, Stephanie Brodrak 40, Melinda Darby 23, Pam Barwick 14, Stephanie Tudor 41. For East Brunswick, Barbie Holland 53, Kim Harden 33, Randy Klein 44, Debbie Levine number 22, and Karen Larstana 54. So here we go.
You should get this jump ball.
That's Broderick over to Pam Barwick bringing up the ball.
Bears are sitting in a 2-3 zone. Nice box out.
Novus.
Nice shot.
Soft touch.
And Edison goes up 2-0.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
That's Debbie Levine on top of the key. Tries to get inside to Harden. Over to Randy Klein.
We're showing good patience here. Looking for a good shot. You see, if we get them in foul trouble, we're going to be in good shape.
Their bench isn't too strong.
Well, they have 3 people sitting there.
Klein. And she hits.
And we didn't see Randy Klein the first game. Randy was out ill at that game, so it's good to see her back here.
Here's a different look. This is a 1-3-1 half court.
There's a steal.
Trap. You got to convert on that.
Barwick with the ball.
Get the hands up.
Well, both teams seem to be rather patient, looking for the good opening.
Yeah, we got to create action. We got to pressure the ball out there. I think that's our game.
Novus again, and she hits. She's 2 for 2.
Well,
Edison 4-2. 6 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first period. That's Kim
nice
Harding.
drive. Nice drive.
And the ball is out off Edison, so East Brunswick will have another opportunity.
And I tell you, Novus has hit those two baskets, and she's the tallest athlete out on the floor.
And the ball is stolen by Edison. This is Barwick on moving it up.
Now they're going to bring it back out and control the tempo. Now they're going to work for that good shot. Don't let her shoot.
Okay, that was 41. Tudor. And she misses in the rebound. Barbie Holland. And here come the Bears. Klein tries to get it inside, and we have a foul.
that's on Barbie Holland, I believe.
33, that's Kim Harden.
Kim Harden.
Okay, here's
So-
this new look. I haven't seen us do this yet. This is a 1-3-1 half trap. And we're going to trap and rotate. And there's another, well, you should have been there. Well, we got a turnover.
Yep. Ball off Edison, 41. Stephanie Tudor, so the Bears will inbounds at half court. So Frank, right away they get a turnover off that.
Well, we had 2 turnovers. We missed the first. We missed the convert, and that's the important thing. What you have to do versus a press, or when you're pressing, is to convert.
Edison up by 2, 4-2 with 5:24 left.
See, we're trying to track their zone from the baseline because our big girls, they do such a good job of sealing off and getting the ball inside low. And it's just a matter of time before I think Edison gets tired.
Klein.
Right, there's another trap.
And they're going to call a foul.
Well, I think it's an example. Frank pointed out clearly what the Bears are trying to do, but I think they lost their patience there and took a shot that they really didn't want to take.
Foul on Karen Larstana. So the Bears with 2 team fouls.
See, we let the ball in, and then we force it to one side. She picks up the dribble. Now we're going to make them do something they don't want. They seem to be well coached. They bring the ball out. Now they're back into their offense.
Well, they're coached by Jim Dickinson. 32 years, Frank, coaching.
How did he make it?
Okay, Novus,
Oh,
and
there's another.
she's caught traveling. So that really is a turnover off the
Right,
defense.
pressure. That's the third we've caused.
Randy Klein bringing up the ball for the Lady Bears. They're looking to tie it. 4-2 with 4:45. Shot,
There we go.
and that was Kim Harden.
It's a nice turnaround. She's only a junior, you know.
Really one of the nice players for East Brunswick.
Oh, we've got to get back, get back, get back. There we go, just where we want to be.
You hear the coach coaching,
Sorry.
folks. That's okay. Okay, Darby goes up with that shot. Misses.
Here we
Rebound.
Pitch it.
Barbie
There we
Holland
go.
gets it ahead. And Kim Harden puts it in.
All right.
And right away, 2 quick buckets by East Brunswick, and they lead 6-4.
There, see the trap? Well, they made a nice play there
Great
again,
defense.
though. You see, creating havoc. You have to create havoc and convert. Now their coach is going to be looking for a timeout.
Right, Randy Klein misses the easy layup. East Brunswick still has the ball, though.
I'll tell you, Randy was too wide open. That's why she missed that.
Okay, East Brunswick again inbounds. That's Klein.
Skip. Nice skip pass. Good feed. See her sealing off. It's almost like boxing out.
And we have a jump ball.
It's our ball.
Possession to East Brunswick. 3:51 left. First period, 6-4 East Brunswick. They will inbounds the ball. That's Larstana.
4 people touch the ball on that. That's good ball movement all the way around the perimeter. Everyone's showing patience.
Klein puts it up.
Edison did a nice job boxing out there. Kept everyone off the boards.
Well, both teams have been impressive defensively. Both teams have showed patience, but defense has had something to do with it as well.
Okay, this is Novus. And she misses everything.
Debbie Levine with a nice block.
Right.
She got caught, Kim.
All right. So that is Harden's second foul, I believe.
See, this is always a tough decision to make for a coach right now. What do? Do you leave her in or do you take her out?
Well, it just was answered.
And it looks like Diane Flynn
And,
will enter the game.
and Diane Flynn's another player we didn't see the last time we broadcast. She was out ill, and she's back here now.
She's a letter winner from last year. She's a good athlete. She's going to give some defense. Coach thinks she plays pretty good defense.
And Tudor was shaken from the ball.
Another turn. That's our 4th caused turnover.
And that's pressure. That's what pressure's
Yeah.
doing. That East Brunswick defense is doing a good job. They're playing a zone, but it's almost like a man-to-man,
Yeah.
Frank, because they're so close, tight on them.
Yeah, but that's called a matchup zone where you play the ball man-to-man. Woodbridge made that famous.
All right, foul called.
A matchup zone?
It's called, yeah, and Don Casey, when he was at Temple, Casey's the coach of the Clippers now. He's wrote a written a few books on that matchup zone.
Okay, that foul was on Pam Barwick. And I believe that was Edison's first foul, team foul. Okay, a little block shot. And here comes Edison on a somewhat fast break. Novus. She passes inside. That's Tudor, blocked.
Oh, see what they're doing? To stop our running game, they're tying up the rebounder. Whoever gets the rebound is going to prevent that quick outlet.
Levine puts it up and in. Her first field goal. And now East Brunswick takes an 8-4 lead. There goes the ball again.
Here we go.
EB ball. Boy, the defense is causing all kinds of problems. So Edison responds by inserting Susana Lacados. Barwick is going to sit down for a moment. She's a little upset for some reason. Okay, Diane Flynn, who's just gone in for Kim Harden inbound. Slarstana. Randy Klein running the show.
Boy, we seem to be a right-handed club, huh? Always down the right side.
Okay, Holland.
Good pivot.
Call for 3 seconds. Yeah, we saw that.
Once you get the ball inside, and you've either got to shoot it, or if you pass out, they've got to shoot immediately. Because you're afraid to give up that good position.
And here's a press again.
Under 2 minutes now.
There's a trap.
8-4, East Brunswick.
Maybe a 10, maybe a 10. There we go. Debbie Levine, I'm telling you, she's underrated. She does all those little things. You know, now she caused that turnover in my estimation. She doesn't get many points. She's only averaging maybe 3 or 4 points a game, but she does those little things.
One of those consistent players.
Right.
A veteran player, too.
You need those.
All right, East Brunswick, a lot of time. Minute 42 left in the first period. 8-4. Looking for the good shot.
Good feed inside.
All right, Holland misses, but gets her own rebound. And that's a 2-shot foul. On Novus. And she has both points for Edison.
And I tell you, Barbie Holland, in most situations, she's going to get the better of it. She's a fierce rebounder.
Got to get a little rotation on that ball, Phil. You see that? That looked like me shooting. Got to get some backspin. A little better.
Lacks the range, though. Okay, Edison. Novus. Again, both baskets for Edison. That's been the offense right there.
I'll tell you, Barbie works on defense down low, Phil. You're not kidding.
She's tough.
Yeah, she's a worker in there. Look, moving, denying the post.
Hands up.
Almost a steal.
Larstana.
That's Lacados. And the shot put up by Darby. Okay, apparently it was off East Brunswick.
And a forced shot by Darby there, and they were lucky to get the ball back.
All right, inbounds underneath. The ball, as you can see, wedges up underneath the basket. What happens in that situation?
Well, what happens is
well,
we're going to shoot
right
the
now.
foul shot,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
In the other situation, they go with a jump ball. We're going to bring John Whitman out to get that ball down.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hand.
John.
Question is, can he stuff it?
John's a first-year teacher. He teaches down at Hammersholt, but he was an all-county player up at Palisades Park in high school.
Wow.
Good athlete. We're going to recruit him for the student-faculty game, that's for sure.
By the way, that foul was on Diane Flynn, her first foul. And this is Tudor at the line, shooting 2.
Well, to answer your question, the third option, once the ball gets stuck up there on the playground, it's whoever taps it out first and puts it back up.
That's right. That's right.
54 seconds left. 8-4 East Brunswick.
Good box out. Good position.
Tudor misses both foul shots.
2-on-1. Good decision.
Picados with the steal. And she takes it all away. In and out.
Again, Barbie.
And I tell you, we better treasure that because we won't see too many fast breaks today.
Back and forth here.
Yeah.
Novus with the ball.
Boy, we're hustling back on D. We're taking away that easy basket on them.
And that's always a trademark of East Brunswick.
28 seconds. You going to hold for one?
This is Lakatos. Darby to Novus.
And guess who's going to take the shot?
Well, it's
Novus.
obvious they're setting up for that. 13 seconds.
This is where I like the team to come out and pressure and match up, as we were saying before, Phil, almost in a man-to-man.
I hear you.
All right, not a lot of time, under 5 seconds here, and they're,
They're not going to get a shot.
well,
Wow, that's
never did get the shot up, and that's just a case of not recognizing the clock.
well, not recognizing the clock, but we also we talked about Coach Dickinson. He's been there for a number of years, but we didn't hear any yelling from the bench.
All right, that's the end of the first period. Score is 8-4, and we look down and see Pat Peters in her first year, Nop, as coach.
Yeah, she's got a nice background, Pat. She's done coaching at all 3 levels. She graduated from a good school, East Stroudsburg. She coached them almost as good as Westchester. She did some coaching up at Rawway, and you know she's put in the time with the girls, and she's working hard. And as you watch, she listens to her assistant, as most good head coaches do. Her and John have a nice relationship, working relationship, and they communicate back and forth constantly with X's and O's.
My God, it's been the first period, and South River hasn't been mentioned once tonight.
Well, before the night's over, you have two South Riverites here, so they'll be heard from.
I'm surrounded. I'm the lone New Brunswick High School
But
grad
I
here.
was interested that Frank pointed out that most good head coaches listen to their assistants. I just wasn't aware of that.
Novus puts it up, and swish.
That's her third one.
Yes, she has all the points.
Notice
8-6 for East Brunswick.
He moved her from the corner out to this wing. I think most shooters would rather shoot from a wing than a corner. It gives you a better background.
All right, East Brunswick trying to look inside if they can. Harden's still not in there. 2 fouls. All right, Levine puts it up, and that's her second basket.
I'll tell you, not much of an arch, but she
No.
got it in.
They'll take it.
Here's the
10-6.
half trap. That's where you want her. See, right there. Well, we didn't squeeze her.
East Brunswick up 10-6. 7:17 left in the second quarter. This Red Division GMC game. Both teams have qualified for the playoffs.
Right. Last Thursday, what we needed was at least a 500 record.
Edison gets it underneath. Shot missed by Brodak. And Darby a little aggressive on the boards, and it gets called with the foul.
Number 35, Teresa Rossi. She's in the game. I'll tell you, she could be one of the best sophomore athletes in the high school this year.
Okay, sophomore.
Pat Peters spoke very well of her the first time we did the game, so she must be.
Especially in the transition type game that we're going to probably try to get into tonight.
54, Slarstana misses.
Oh,
And Barbie Holland with the foul.
Well, I'll tell you, I have a question for you, Frank, and the Bears don't seem like they're in trouble right now, but and not in most instances, one person does not win a game except for Michael Jordan. But with Novus being the only one scoring, do you want to put somebody especially out on her?
Well, I think I wouldn't run into what you're referring to, I think, as a box on one right away. What I would go to is just say, wherever she is, match up with her man-to-man or person-to-person in this case. And don't let her get the ball. Don't let her get the ball.
Novus misses the front end of a 1-on-1, so East Brunswick rebounds, and they're back at it here on their end of the court. It's Rossi, and it goes off Edison.
Well,
Flynn went out, by the way, for East Brunswick.
Kim's back in.
Kim Harden, the center, with 2 fouls back in the game. Debbie Levine and Randy Klein.
That's a nice lineup out there. Playing pretty good D, Edison is, on their zone.
They are.
Rossi
Nice penetration.
gets called for the traveling, though. Judgment call by the official.
Well, she walked it some. She did.
Yeah, that's very cool. This looks like a good pressing team, or actually this is a trap.
6-12.
Good play. Look at this. Look at this.
Great
Here
pass.
we go. Here we
Great
go.
pass. And Kim Harden puts up the easy layup, and East Brunswick jumps
You see,
out
now,
to a 12-6 lead.
What I don't like, I'm not being critical of where she is now, Kim, is
Another steal
by Rossi.
Rossi in, and it looks like Edison will not call a timeout, not.
Phil, she's in the position that may get a lot of foul calls on her. You know?
And you
Down
notice
too low.
another turnover.
I would move her back. I would move her back.
Well, you might move it back, Frank, but you can't argue with success. They had 2 steals in a row there.
And the turnover.
Edison finally calls timeout, 14-6 with 5:45 to go in the second period. And East Brunswick has really caused a lot of havoc here in the last minute or so.
Well, I'll tell you what I was impressed about, a nice steal by Barbie Holland to hit Kim Harden. But Kim Harden got that ball not knowing quite where she was in the basket and made her adjustment when she turned around.
Well, as you know, Phil, from the playground, that just gets used to playing basketball, and you get to know yourself around the basket. That's like that book Bill Bradley wrote years ago, A Sense of Where You Are, where you always know where you are on the basketball court. And it just comes from playing and playing and playing. We have outscored them, what, Jim, in the last? It was 4-2 them.
It was 4-2, you're correct. And then East Brunswick jumped out to a 8-4 lead. Edison came back, and I think it's been East Brunswick ever since. And Novus has all the points for Edison.
See, they're in a 1-2-2 defense here. Now they're matching up on the ball. Number 14, good penetration there.
Klein
penetrated.
easily, too.
And that's her second basket.
Right, and it's, I think, the 4th basket off the half court. Most of the baskets have been off of turnovers. And another problem, and I'll tell you what, Edison just doesn't have the answer.
Well, if you're not prepared for that trap, it'll kill you.
Levine puts it up. Nice
move.
rebound. Holland, and she's fouled.
You see, to beat that trap, that half trap, you always have to look long and opposite, because that's what's open. And you've got to throw the baseball pass, which that girl did, but unfortunately she threw it out of bounds.
Brodek with the foul. Barbie Holland will go to the line. All right, we were looking at her form the last time, Frank. What did you think she needs to do to rotation you were mentioning?
Rotation on the ball, I think maybe the feet. The feet may be a little too close together. Should be at least shoulder width apart, or about shoulder width.
East Brunswick 16-6. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the second quarter.
There you go. All right, Phil, I got a question for you. Now you're up 17-6.
All right.
Do you leave your star player in, or do you take her out now?
Why, the coach hasn't left. Has he?
Well,
Edison misses. Go ahead, Phil.
I'll answer that as soon as we get a break here.
All right, Harden. She was ahead of the field. Levine gets the ball. She misses. And we have a foul. Edison.
That's on Kim.
And the East Brunswick rebounding asserting itself now.
Frank, to answer your question, and you know you've been in that situation, it's tough as a coach, but I believe...
I believe she has an injury here. I don't think the foul was on her.
But to answer your question, I think you're talking about around tournament time, county and state tournament time coming up, and I think you've got to let your starters be in there. They got to get used to playing long stretches, and they want to play, particularly your seniors.
Yeah, your point. Maybe you may be right there, that they've got to learn how to play with 2 fouls because it's coming down to the crunch time.
All right, Holland misses that first of a 1-and-1. So Edison, seems like a million years since they've had the ball up this end of the court. Novus, futile shot, but really the only one that's anybody that's been taking shots.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see their shot selection.
Rossi in the corner. Inside to Levine.
Good.
Nice pass. And just missed by Diane Flynn. Another one put up. Novus with the rebound. Here she comes down the far side. And Edison looking somehow to penetrate this East Brunswick defense. 17-6, 4 minutes to go, second quarter.
Yeah, we're taking away their inside game, and we're allowing just the one shooter from outside. We're tying them up
And there's another turnover. And the Bears look to extend the lead.
They're just too tough defensively.
Good
Good
feed.
pass inside to Holland. Puts it up.
Well, that happened.
Well, it looks like Novus is taking the responsibility to bring the ball up now.
Well, what it looks like, I guess they want her to bring the ball up, shoot it, rebound it.
Not a lot of movement out there either.
No. See, I think you should always have two types of zone offense. A stationary and one where you're going to cut people through and move. Because one night, one may be working, and the next night, the other one.
Well, you saw that ball go off Novus's hand, so East Brunswick has yet another turnover opportunity. They lead 17-6, 3:17 left to go in the second quarter. Jim Allinder being joined by Phil Hill and Frank Noppenberger with us tonight.
Boy, we're missing the chippies, but that's all right. That's all right, because every time we go to the line, that means someone on Edison fouled.
Forgot to mention John Megliaro, our normal play-by-play announcer, is not with us tonight. Only a temporary situation, folks.
You know what I'd like to see now, Phil?
What's that?
You know that other press we run, the 1-2-1-1 full court?
Okay.
Just as a change-up, because maybe that other team is thinking half trap, half trap, half trap.
You don't think that's pouring water on a drowning man? I mean, unless it's just for experimentation, I don't see why, Frank. But I don't think like a coach.
Laura Stana in for Rossi, excuse me, Diane
We're only
Flynn,
in-
I believe. Or is it Teresa Rossi?
We're only in the second quarter.
Holland made the first of the 1-and-1. This is the second. And Edison will retain possession.
A real slow-paced game, I tell you.
Well, it's the deliberate styles of each team. There's the Novus puts it up, gets her own rebound.
We got to box her out. Come on.
That's Novus. She's not a novice.
Oh,
She knows what to do with it.
You thought about that on the bus on the way home from New York, huh? Okay, 18-8 the score. East Brunswick with a comfortable 10-point lead. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Good pass
feed.
inside.
She's got to look to shoot the ball. Got to look to shoot the ball from in there.
Klein underneath. She's trapped. And 3 seconds are called on East Brunswick.
Well, Frank, maybe you have a point. It's still early. Momentum slightly seems to be shifting to the Eagles.
All right, this will be. Oh, now they got her bringing the ball up. She's taller. She can throw the ball over.
Darby.
2-on-1 situation. Good hands.
And the ball goes off Brodak. You were saying good hands. Good hands with who?
Well, Kim right there had her hands up. It was a 2-on-1 situation and had them up just enough to disturb that passing situation. It was a 2-on-1. You should always score on that. By her having her hands up, the offensive person threw the ball right out of bounds.
Klein.
Because in coaching, you want that 2-on-1 situation.
But Frank, as a coach, you know, probably no term is used quite as much as keep your hands up.
Right. Especially the zone. You
Novus,
know
almost
who
a steal.
emphasized that? Patino for the Knicks. He likes their arms out from the shoulders, straight out.
Which can be tiresome.
That's Holland puts it up. She gets her own bound.
Tough.
And it goes in.
Just tough, that's all.
East Brunswick doing the job without Kim Harden in there. Again, the trapping defense. Press.
Karen left her too soon.
And Edison. Ball put up and in
there was
by
the 2-on-1.
Stephanie Brodbeck.
That's the best ball movement Edison has had tonight.
Looks like Debbie Levine
Levine
goes down on an ankle, her left ankle there. She's in obvious pain. And we're going to check this out. Debbie Levine, who's started and has scored 4 points tonight, 2 for 3 shooting.
I'll tell you, and Debbie's been a steady force for the last few years. She is a senior, and she's a good position player, a good rebounder. Doesn't average many points, 3.2 per game, but she's consistent. And she went out for cross country for the first time this this year. So, and she won a letter.
She's really quite a gifted athlete.
Yeah.
She started as soccer and then switched over to cross country mid-season.
Good athlete. She's all right.
She's fine.
As you know, either you take a timeout or you replace the person whenever anyone goes down.
Well, Debbie probably could use the rest anyway.
Coach-
She's played all the way.
Coaches used to use that as a stop the clock strategy
Well,
way
not
back.
only stop the clock, but if you have a player that doesn't shoot fouls too well late in the game, you might want that player to go down. I mean, that's
Rossi looks
Is
inside.
that a South River trick or what, Phil?
We have a minute left to go in the second quarter. 20-10, East Brunswick out on top. That's Lisa Jorgensen. She's been in the game for a few minutes now. Novus inside.
Good hands.
Darby didn't go for the save, but fortunately. Right, that was
Darby
good
with the steal. She's playing good ball, Phil.
she is aggressive.
And the ball goes
Rossi.
off Tudor.
There's another thing to learn there. Whenever anyone deflects the ball, you should always let it go. Now, Teresa hit the ball, and their player went after it.
What's the rationale there, Frank?
Well, if they deflect it and it's going out of bounds, instead of you trying to save it, which Edison did, let it go out of bounds, and it's still your ball.
All right, there's in the pass in the corner. Does Larstana? She misses.
Good
but
position on
follow-up,
Flynn.
no by Flynn. Holland almost has it. We have 12 seconds left. Ball back to East Brunswick. They're going to try to get one off here. They have time.
Good pass.
Inside into
And one.
Holland, and it goes in with 2 seconds. One, and that'll do it. East Brunswick with an exceptional first half here. They're up 22-10, and it's been quite a different game than we saw the first time around.
Well, the first time, like we said, it was in the 30s, and they controlled the tempo. And they seemed to go to the foul line a lot more in the first game. In the first game, Edison shot, it wasn't very good. They were 9 for 22, but they went to the foul line 22 times, which then would tell you that someone else got in foul trouble from East Brunswick. So maybe the key players for East Brunswick that game, which was at Edison, were sitting down the majority of the game.
Okay, Phil, your thoughts on the first
I
half?
just liked how well they played defensively. I mean, this looked like a sliding zone to me, and they just were denying the Eagles from getting open for anything.
Okay. All right, we'll be back in a minute. East Brunswick leading 22-10, first half. The Lady Bears holding a very comfortable 22-10 lead, and it looks like the Bears are going to be the ones that inbounds the ball. Frank, you had another observation about the first half?
Well, I looked at the first game they played. Patty Novus had 4 points. She's already got 4.
Holland.
But
excuse me, Frank. Barbie Holland put a ball up and was fouled. And she was nailed by Stephanie Brodak.
going back to that game, Melinda Darby had 13 points the last game. I believe she has not scored this game, and Nicole Williams also scored 13, and she's not playing tonight. So maybe that's the difference, is we're controlling their big people, and we're making Patty Novus shoot the ball.
Well, and Novus has 8 points the first half, 8 of the 10.
Holland makes 1 of 2. So the Bears leave 23-10. There's a steal. We're just underway in the second half. And East Brunswick retains possession.
I don't see Kim Harden in there. I know she left with an injury.
And don't see her on the bench either.
Well, maybe the prudent thing to just let her rest that late, considering tournament time's coming up.
Klein with the ball.
Well, Magical Phil, he'll do wonders in there.
And the ball in and out. Larstana put it up. And Edison rebounded, and there's a foul on the play.
Talking about Phil Hostler, did you know Pat Peters was a trainer for several years herself?
Right, she got her degree, as I said, at East Stroudsburg. She was a trainer. There's another turnover with a nice trap at Rawway. She was a trainer with, get this one, Phil. How about Jim Ladley?
You're kidding.
No, I am not.
7-foot Jim Ladley, former coach of South River?
Right.
Jeez.
He's the girls' coach up there, I believe, still at Rollaway.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that something? I was at a clinic once, and there came a shadow came over me.
There's a shot.
A big man.
And Edison rebounds.
No.
Novus really done everything for Edison. Let's put it this way, what they have done. And that scored 10 points. 7:08, third period. East Brunswick 23-10.
Well, we're matching up there with Novus pretty well. Randy Klein's on her man-to-man.
Nop, while we're watching the game here, you miss coaching?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
I can't shut you up. No, I'm only kidding. We're enjoying your comments.
That's right. I'm home watching ESPN. I'm telling my daughters, did you see that box out?
Edison misses the shot.
And we should say, while Nop may miss coaching, he's done a fantastic job as athletic director here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Debbie Levine inside and rolls in.
All right.
Her third bucket, 6 points.
Here we go.
25-10 East Brunswick.
Now this, I believe, was a 1-2-2 trap, so now we're showing a different one. Speaking of which, Phil, 20 years you've been married? Holy
you had to put that in there.
I love it.
20 years come Saturday.
Congratulations,
Thank
sir.
You. Thank you.
Congratulations is right. That is super. Come
Edison having trouble. And
notice the way we hustle back into the paint. You'll be hearing coaches holler, get in the paint, get in the paint.
Well, Holland's been strong off the boards tonight.
Well, she didn't have to go up too high for that one, Jim. She just muscled that way.
And what they want them to do on that is to get into that 3-second area to take away any of those easy shots.
This is Randy Klein bringing the ball up for East Brunswick, as she has all night. She's a steady player.
Yeah, she's doing a good job tonight. She's doing a real nice job.
And they're rotating the ball.
Good shot. Good ball
Flynn
movement.
doesn't reach the basket, but again, Holland.
Traveling.
And she's called for steps.
Lee Gearhart, one of the refs. Lee called a walk on that. Other one, Ray Kelton. Two very good officials.
Lee Gerhardt from Milltown?
Correct.
Grew up with that fella.
Good defense. There's another 2-on-1 situation that she's stymied there. That's good.
Edison inbounds. That's Tudor.
So you got to look to score from out of bounds rather than just be happy and getting the ball in. I remember when we had Berliner and Keith Monaseski. Boy, did we get people loafing and they'd hit like a 12-foot jumper, 18-foot jumper.
Frank talking about the 86 GMC champions?
Well, Keith played the year before, and then it was Greg. But they, the play was designed for both of them for their own year, and they just couldn't stop them. I remember when we beat Perth at the Middlesex. It was a result of that play, them not getting out on Greg Berliner.
I'll tell you, they're probably two of the fiercest competitors that have ever donned a basketball uniform.
Well, we're watching the girls tonight, gentlemen.
I'm sorry.
And Novus.
Yeah, she does got a nice shot.
She's a real nice touch.
And with 5:31 left in the third period, that's Edison's first points, 25-11, the score. Novus again.
Real nice touch.
She had 4 points in the first game, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's called improvement. I don't know. I know she's close to 10 points now.
But you still have to wonder why Darby is in the flow of the game.
They just switched to a man-to-man, I believe. Oh,
Marstana, and it's off Holland.
I think Edison's in a man-to-man. Oh, and here they come with a press. No, we're pressing. Where am I going here?
Edison will try to get it across.
There's a nice trap. Now they're keeping 3 people back.
And Novus stopped. But Edison manages
Great
to get
pass.
inside.
Great pass.
Okay. Stephanie Broddick again with an easy bucket inside.
Boy.
And a little lack of communication there. Holland threw it to Randy Klein. Randy wasn't expecting
timeout.
it.
Good
and
timeout.
there's a timeout.
Good timeout. What is this, MASH?
Bit of a problem there, but everything's okay. And you see the East Brunswick girls cheerleaders.
Let me just run down their names really quick. We got Lori Wailuda, Karen Cotter, Michelle Hill, Linda Sorrentino, Jennifer Berger, Stacy Sorrentino, Lauren Davis, Dana Caruso, Wendy Rosendahl, Jane White Reisman, Carlin Silver, and Renee Galderi.
And I tell you, I've said it before, they work very hard. They do both the boys and girls games, and they practice just as much as the athletic teams.
Absolutely, because I'm here after school and I see them and they're working. And it's good. It's a good bunch, good group of cheerleaders.
Okay, Edison will inbounds. We have 5:02 left in the third period. Lady Bears comfortable 25-14 lead. However, Edison has scored the last 4 points, and they have the ball.
You say comfortable because you're not coaching. I'm telling you. Look at that. See? See?
And Edison can bring it under 10 points here if they can convert these two. And Darby's going to go to the line for the first time tonight.
And she hasn't scored in
that's got to be one of the problems for Edison.
Well, I've been watching her, and she just hasn't seemed to gotten in the flow of the game.
Right.
Well, she has a taped left ankle also there. I don't know if that means anything.
And you can tell she has the touch.
Yeah,
Karen Larstana was the person who fouled on that one, her second.
Ooh. Well.
2 points, and it's a 9-point lead now.
Right, now I thought they came out in man-to-man before. Nope, now they're sitting back in the zone. It seems to be more aggressive. Nope, now they flattened it out again. See how the front people are playing real flat? They're almost foul line extended.
And steps called. Teresa Rossi.
And Teresa got bumped in the nose. Could have been a foul, but she took steps before it.
Novus. Here's the press again. It's a trap.
There, little deflection.
That was Levine, almost got that. Darby inside, and more steps called. Frank, just an observation. It seems like the officials are inclined to call traveling a lot more in high school basketball than either college or even professional. Well, professional, I just disregard totally.
Yeah, right. I think it's even. I see some calls in the college game that I didn't think were walks, but yet they do call them. I tell you, officiating, I think this year has been outstanding.
Well, I noticed you said that earlier, particularly about these two officials here, that they're two very good officials. But I've always had an opinion with the expansion of female sports that you needed more officials, so therefore the quality has been somewhat diluted. I may be wrong. That's just a personal observation.
All right, a foul was called, and apparently it's a bonus situation already, and we're only 4:10 left in the third period. East Brunswick 25-16.
I see Kim came out of the locker room. She's sitting on the bench.
Tudor misses the first of the 1-and-1, so East Brunswick rebounds.
We may need her.
Well, the tide has gradually changed here. East Brunswick's not in a panic situation, certainly, but 9-point lead at this point. Now there's another
Gotta get
turnover.
it, gotta get it before they get it.
Backcourt.
And the chemistry that was very evident in the latter part of the first half and early into the second half here is just gone. It's a lapse. Lacados for Edison. Tudor. And Lacados puts it in. And now it's a 25-18 game, 3:37 left in the third period. Steal by Darby, and she looks like she's going to take it herself.
Ooh.
Foul called.
And that could have been dangerous. That could have been a three-point play easily.
And looks like Jennifer Cleary is going to enter the game in a moment.
See, that's another one there, Phil. Let me ask you this. One of your other better players is sitting on the bench, hurt. Now, your other big man or big person runs down the court. Do you want to give that layup away? Or do you want to try to foul and block the shot like she did and pick up your third foul?
So Darby misses the first of a two-shot foul.
I think it's a rhetorical question because when you're out there, as you know, Frank, you can't control that.
Right. Well,
you can't control that. Pat Peters may not have wanted Holland to make that foul, but instinctively she's going to go for it.
Another steal.
Yeah, we may need a timeout.
Ball goes off Edison. No, saved. Nice save. Makados throws it out to Novus. Edison moving the ball around a lot better this half.
Momentum, I tell you.
Get the hands up. There you go.
Tudor on the left side here. Makados puts it up, in and out, but Edison gets the rebound. Novus in. And it's a 5-point margin, 25-20, 2:45 left to go in the third period.
They got a little bit of a half trap here.
And it's a reaching foul, a really senseless foul. You see Coach Dickinson pointing to his head saying, you're not thinking on a foul like that.
Well, and besides, just to emphasize what you're saying, everyone's watching that. Everyone's watching the ball, the ref, both refs actually, and there you go and go for a reach. Of course he's got to call it.
All right, Randy Klein with the ball, and East Brunswick needs a bucket. They've been shut out for a while. As a matter of fact, they really haven't gotten a shot off in quite a while. Holland puts it up, and a nice bucket.
Big basket. Big basket.
27-20. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Third period.
Yep.
We're here at East Brunswick High School gym. And this is East Brunswick against Edison High School. These two teams played to a 2-point game as East Brunswick winning the first match, but this is starting to get closer. Darby, and a foul called again on Barbie Holland.
That's number 4, I believe. All right, now what do you do, Coach Hill?
All right, Pat Peters hasn't done anything yet.
You better start thinking, because remember, Dwayne fouled out the other night.
I hear you. And you don't have Erica Weir, the outstanding 6-foot freshman.
Well, she's sitting down there in her street clothes. As we said, I think she was ill today.
Darby and misses a foul shot. All right, she missed 2 foul shots before.
Good rebound by Randy there.
And East Brunswick would like to get another basket. Holland loses it.
Ooh.
She's got to watch it.
Ooh,
she's got 4
close.
fouls. And Pat Peters is not doing anything. Boy, you got to wonder if Holland falls out. Makados inside to Darby, puts it up.
Good board. Boy, it didn't take her aggressiveness away, I'll
Not
tell
at
you
all.
that.
Not at all. She almost committed a foul down here earlier, and then she came up with a big rebound there, so she's still playing her game.
Okay, what they're doing, they extended their defense to a 1-2-2, and they're actually matching up with us. We got to get someone at the foul line to open it up. See the open area? You can see it right from here. Right? Bingo, there she is. But see, you can't wait to the bottom man will come up and cover her. There we go.
Holland, same position as before. That's Debbie Levine.
Nice shot.
Open shot and in.
Nice form.
Really one of the most dependable players this evening has been Debbie Levine. She makes it 29-20. East Brunswick just about a minute to go in the third quarter. And the ball goes off Edison.
And some breathing room, I tell you.
Right.
We have a substitution. Pam Barwick, who started the game for Edison, is back in.
And Stephanie Tudor goes out.
Right. Klein brings it up. That's Levine.
Good ball movement.
Again, Levine.
Good shot.
That's off the board. And Klein follows it up.
No, I think
Excuse
that was
me, Teresa Rossi. Yes, 31-20. 45 seconds,
now we're
third
in a
period.
1-2-1-1 full trap. This is the same one the boys run. John Fury used to run this, Phil.
John Fury,
another South River coach.
Another good
Should
South
mention
River
that.
coach.
And really, it has been Edison's inability to pass the ball up on the press.
Notice 32, fronting Barbie at the foul line. Watch that. Next time the ball's at the top of the key, Coach did a good job making that adjustment, not letting her get the ball.
Well, so far, Pat Peters' move to leave Barbie Holland in hasn't affected them.
Has looked good, I tell you.
Nice pass. Nice pass.
Foul by Darby.
I'll tell you, Darby might have got her with the lower body, but the hand actually looked like it might have been a good block.
Yeah.
That was Jennifer Cleary, who came into the game a few minutes ago. Foul was on Darby, her third foul we mentioned. And Cleary goes to the line here. one she makes.
There's some pushing going on in there, Philip. Did you see
it's
that?
getting a little physical.
Oh, no, no.
And
no.
the foul is on Barbie Holland. You hear the no, 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 but yes, yes, yes. That unofficially is her 5th foul.
It may be her 4th.
Well, we'll have to see here.
Let's see. They didn't call her from the. That could be her 4th, Frank.
Yeah,
Well, the board shows it anyway. So that is the reason why Pat Peters didn't substitute her, obviously. But
right. That's why I'm out of coaching.
yeah, Barbie Holland is out of the game now for the time being. Replaced by.
And Kim Harden, as you look on the sidelines, is limping something fierce, so she will not be back in the game at all.
Yeah, we got a small team in there, but that's all right. I think we're very athletic out there.
And East Brunswick does have an 11-point lead here with 25 seconds left to go. Novus made the first foul shot and the second also. And she has been really all for Edison tonight.
Okay, what do you do, Phil? Hold for one?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's what I figure.
Rossi.
Plus, they got possession second half.
10
good
seconds.
Pass, good pass.
Novus gets a hand in there and just prevented.
Would you get
Flynn.
Barbie in for this last shot?
No, I definitely would not.
No.
Nope, not with the 4 fouls.
Levine looking to inbounds. Inside. There's a clear shot.
Bingo.
In and out.
And
And the ball is off Edison, so we have 5 seconds left. Again, East Brunswick
Pat
under its own basket should get a shot off here.
Don't touch it.
A little cheerleading going on here.
We're having fun tonight, folks. Klein puts it up.
Bingo.
In.
What a nice touch.
Knopp saw it. And that bucket by Randy Klein at the end, near the end of the 3rd quarter, brings East Brunswick back to a comfortable lead, 34-22. We only have 8 minutes to go, and I guess East Brunswick appears to be in good shape.
Well, I tell you, it's certainly a lot easier playing this game than coaching it. Pat Peters had to make a decision in regards to Barbie Holland. She left her in there. She did pick up what I believe was her 4th foul, but playing with those 3 fouls, she played some good ball. That was really the difference, getting some good outlet passes, some good rebounds, and the Bears seem to be comfortable.
Okay, and we mentioned Kim Harden, injured early on here, has not come into play, and we probably will not see her, but judging from the way she's limping around there, she was trying to test that leg out before.
Kim Harden's consistent. She's limping, but she's smiling. She's which she's doing all the time.
Okay, Edison will inbounds. As we begin the 4th quarter, East Brunswick up 34-22.
She walked. Sorry.
Okay, Edison misses it, but it's off the Bears.
All right, look for the ball to go to the top of the key here, or the foul line on a lob. Nope.
Almost stolen.
Good hand.
Rossi, quick.
Pressure the ball. We have to pressure the ball.
There's a shot, and Rossi coming in late there, but nonetheless fouled Novus. So Edison's most dependable player will once again go to the line. Upcoming February 14th on Tuesday, the Lady Bears will be home against Woodbridge, and it will be Senior Parents Night. Apparently there'll be a ceremony before the game, Nop. Awards to foul shot winners at halftime.
Right. Well, you guys put that on TV before. The coaches, Pat and Bo, went down to the elementary school and conducted foul shooting contest, and the winners now are being presented awards at halftime. What we want to do is just continue the interest in basketball in the township.
And I tell you, that's the kind of thing that makes the difference in developing a program.
Novus made both those foul shots, or did she make one? Anyway, the score is 34-23.
And then the pressure caused us to have a turnover. Oh, we have a substitution. Karen's in. Maybe coach wants to go with some more experience.
Novus looks inside, and the ball hits the end line. Tough break for Edison. They're going to need to score on nearly every opportunity here. We have 7:30 left in the fourth quarter, 34-23 East Brunswick.
Yeah, but we want that clock to move a little faster.
Levine inside, almost stolen by Darby.
But they're adjusting well on their defense or offense.
Right. Ball like a hot potato there. Klein, Flynn in the corner.
Oh,
She's in trouble, and Edison has the ball.
pressure her.
Braddock brings it up. Gives to Lakotas. Novus in her familiar position there in the corner. Inside quick to Darby. Good
Nice
turnaround.
move. Nice move. Nice power move.
I'll tell you, Darby's coming alive, but I think she waited a little too late, maybe.
34-25 East Brunswick. Ball off Flynn's hands, but she saves it. Excuse me, Levine.
Good hustle.
Randy Klein.
Diane.
Pass inside, but it is almost stolen. Ball switching hands a lot here. Flynn, quick off to Rossi. Excuse me, that was Cleary on that shot. And East Brunswick back up on front, 36-25. 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. And I guess East Brunswick would be pleased to just trade buckets at this juncture. Lakotas, line drive sort of shot, but
Over the
Darby
top.
gets the rebound.
And you got to believe Darby's not playing her game due to that ankle. Now that I look at it, it is really wrapped up, and you can see the young lady has some ability.
She hasn't been getting off the floor, that's for sure.
Wow, they called the foul against the Bears.
That's what it was called. You heard that groan by a coach over here.
I thought they were getting Darby for over the top.
No, that was Cleary. And Melinda puts it in.
She got a nice touch there. Nice spin, rotation on the ball. That's the type of thing we're emphasizing in those foul shot contests we're talking about. Just the proper technique.
Rebound, East Brunswick.
Look up, look up, look up, look up, look up.
Cleary is open down the court, but it's a little long. And Edison gets the ball back.
Uh-oh, get back, get back, get back.
Lakotas inside, and Edison gets an easy bucket. That was Stephanie Brodak.
I'll say it's fourth quarter, and we're starting to see them run a lot.
Right, 36-28. 8-point lead for East Brunswick. Pass to Cleary. And that's Klein.
Good ball movement.
Flynn puts it up. No good. Here comes Edison.
All right, let's play D here.
Faster pace definitely picked up by Edison, but they need points.
The faster pace seems to favor Edison, too. They seem to play better when they're moving the ball.
Lakotas almost had an open shot. There's one. Just missed by Brunswick. Put back up and out. East Brunswick rebound. Stolen. Barwick. And she gets hammered. Karen Larstana on the foul. And it looks like Barbie Holland's going to come back in the game.
The enforcer, they have to, they can't hold anything
Right,
back right now.
right. Like you said, you can't save her.
Really?
What are we saving her for?
Really, still plenty of time. 4:54, fourth quarter, 36-28. East Brunswick, she'll take Teresa Rossi's place. Barbie Holland in the game now with 4 fouls. East Brunswick has been able to at least manage to hold on to the lead. And Barbie Holland makes her presence felt. However, she stepped on the end line.
Okay, Phil, here's another one for you.
Okay.
You're on offense. Are you going to go right at Barbie in there to hope she picks up her 5th?
Novus.
Dickinson, I don't believe. I think he's got to let the girls play the game the way they're playing it now. They got back in the game.
Charge.
Well, it wasn't a charge, but it was traveling.
I just don't believe they're disciplined enough to do that. I don't think they have that much control over the team.
Here comes the passing again, and it goes off. Barwick
Good pressure.
Tough play for Edison.
They matched up man-to-man here.
And East Brunswick manages to inbounds. Klein.
See, I don't think they can handle.
Foul called.
I don't think they can handle as low man-to-man.
You know, just an observation on my part. There's a 4:34 left on the clock. We have a timeout here. But what I was going to say, there's really no rush to put the ball up.
No.
Why does it seem like the boys and the girls are inclined to do that?
Well, my philosophy on that was not until we went into what we used to call our four corners did I not want to shoot the ball, because once you stop shooting the ball, you lose confidence, you lose rhythm, and there's 4 minutes left to go in the game. And if you tell them only good shots or only layups, and you're not used to playing that way, you know, I think you're taking them right out of sync.
I agree with you, Frank.
Just quickly to change the subject one more time, I got a note here, July 24th through the 28th, the first East Brunswick Recreation Basketball Camp for girls only? Where do we get this one from?
It's
Absolutely.
About time.
Well,
Yes.
we've always had girls at that camp, Philip. You know that. Matter of fact, one of our alumnus is out there right now doing an outstanding job. And if either you guys can guess who it is, I'll buy you a soda after the game.
Let's see here.
Randy Klein.
Oh, man. Who told you?
He owes.
Am I correct? Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. I'll take that soda a little later. Just a guess.
Yeah.
All right. Laura Sten is on the line here. She's shooting a 1-on-1. Excuse me, 2 shots.
Because her basics are so good.
Thank you.
And she's on the line shooting the fouls. And swish, you can see Phil was right.
That was a good timeout by their coach. What do you think he's did? What do you think he's got in his mind now?
Now Lars Stanna makes 1 of 2.
That was almost one there, Phil.
Yeah, 37-28, 4:30.
I think he's
Pass
telling
inside.
Offensive.
Traveling. I think Jim Dickinson is kicking himself because I think he is just realizing that this team is a different team without Kim Harden in there, and they probably could have run on this team without Kim Harden in there a little better.
Now they're back in the zone. Right, they came out in the man. They seem to do a good job. Now they're sitting in their zone.
Holland looking for the ball inside. She doesn't have it, though.
See, now you can use that clock a little. Yeah, now 5. See, he just called 5, which means now he's telling them to match up because he saw we were using the clock.
Cleary with the rebound. Missed shot. Levine puts it on.
And
Gets her
follow.
rebound.
Bingo.
Follows up.
Hey, one of the
Debbie Levine.
basic rules of the game, follow your shot. Debbie Levine did it there
She
and came
did
up
it.
with a basket.
And she has 10 points. I'm not sure what her high is for the year. She's been averaging only about 3 points a game. Certainly one of her finer efforts this season. Novus.
Her high game was 8 against Woodbridge.
Well, this tops it. East Brunswick rebound.
Okay,
Randy Klein fights to retain the ball.
Good hustle.
And the Bears can slow it down. And you can see Levine's experience. Cleary. In and out. Gets
Good
her
hustle.
bound.
Good hustle.
Bears put it up again.
Playing.
And it's a hot potato. Levine puts it up.
Bingo.
In.
She hits it. Debbie Levine playing the game of her life tonight.
Right place
2
at the right
buckets.
time.
41-28. East Brunswick. 3 minutes left to go in the game. Back up to a 13-point lead.
And Debbie Levine has 13 points, I have, unofficially.
Good hands.
Well, it seems rather futile at this point now for Edison. However, there's a shot. Pam Barwick. Noppenberger looks at me, says nothing's over until it's over. Levine puts it up. She feels it tonight anyway. 2:30. 11-point margin, 41-30 East Brunswick. And Edison has to shoot. Darby puts it up. Just misses. But Edison will retain possession.
Now, as a coach, what you're hoping right here, no fouls and don't stop the clock.
Right, Darby throws it up. Didn't have good position on that ball, but Novus comes up with it. She's got to put it up.
Good board.
And they're all over Barbie
Oh,
Holland.
no foul.
There we go.
Well, we got a clear shot here. That's Cleary going in with it.
Actually.
But
Yeah, that was a good call. Karen blocked the defender. Good call.
And I tell you, that's unfortunate because she could have come up with a three-point play.
boy, you don't hear that too often, or excuse me, you don't see that call too often. Cleary appeared to have an unimpeded shot at the basket, but it was a blocking foul.
You don't see it often, but I'm telling you, it happens. A lot more than you would think.
You don't hear it called. Okay. Well, there's a lot of intensity in this huddle right now, as you see Pat Peters.
Well, if they have a lot of intensity, I don't know why. It's a minute 59 left, and they're up by 11 points. They seem to have it locked away. They played a fairly good game, considering their star player hasn't played for over 3 quarters.
You see Barbie Holland there to Pat Peters' right with the towel. Cleary to our back of us, along with Debbie Levine. Looks like Karen Larstana in there.
I got one for you. Our next home game for the girls is Friday night against Piscataway, who is 14-1 and first in the division. And may get the number 1 seed in the, well, not, they won't get number 1 in the conference, but maybe number 3. But if we knock them,
St. Peter's,
if we knock them off, and we're capable of doing it, if we knock them off, we'll be in good shape for the tournament.
Well, that's a big if, Frank.
sure is.
Last time we left this girls' team, they were going to play Piscataway, and I think that loss there really hurt them, shook some of their confidence. They seem to be back on a roll though now.
Yeah.
Broddick misses an important foul shot.
I think Piscataway plays an athletic game, up and down the court, pressing.
41-30. We have about a minute and 45 left in the fourth quarter.
Right now they're man-to-man. We're holding the ball with our 4 corners.
Edison will have to foul.
Whoa!
Well, Barbie knew it. She traveled.
Frank, you talk about Piscataway, but they have tradition on their side. They probably, I think back of the days of Valerie Walker, which is probably one of the all-time great female athletes, male or female, that ever come out of this area.
Right. I remember watching her up at the rack. Holy Toledo.
Well, that was about a 35-footer.
And
Saw nothing. And
yeah.
Saraval had a good player that year, too. Who knows her?
Rhonda Rampola.
There you go.
I was just about to say that.
All right, East Brunswick manages to get the ball inbound. Still has to get it across the line. Edison is really just dogging
Get it across.
They do.
Now spread it out. Spread it out.
Foul. Broderick nailed Debbie Levine, and that is the 5th foul, team foul for Edison. So Levine should go to the line shooting a 1-on-1 here. Just a minute and 18 left. East Brunswick holding a 41-30 lead.
And I tell you, if we had an MVP, Debbie Levine might be the player today. She's had an outstanding game, 13 points up until this time, and she only averages 3.2 a game, so she's played a super game, picking up some of the slack with Kim Harden out of the game.
All right, she hits the first of the 1-on-1. This is a senior, has a lot of playing experience.
Notice the elbow under the ball.
Great technique.
Her 15th point.
Boy, we got to go back and check career highs. This might be Debbie's best all-around game ever in an East Brunswick uniform. Novus puts it up, and she just doesn't have the same shooting touch she had in the first half. East Brunswick foul. Whoops.
She turned it over.
Yep, Larstana didn't quite have control of the ball.
I'll tell you, Larstana turned that over, but she got bumped while she was dribbling there, and it was like nobody there.
Playground.
Well, no sling, no harm. Licados puts it up.
That was a 3.
Right, and another miss. Darby follows, she puts it up, and that goes in.
Timeout, coach. Yep.
43-32, under a minute, 45 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. And the Bears have this one pretty much locked up. Foul called.
We got a break here. Can I mention something? That the girls' JV record right now is 13-2.
13-2.
And they're going to take that record. That's the boys' JV record, identical. And they're both running that. We're running that JV tournament again. It'll be a boys and girls.
You have dates on that, Coach?
That's going to start the 17th, and it's going to run during the same time slot as the varsity tournament.
Okay, and all the games will be played right here.
Should be exciting. Let me ask you something, Frank. With about 42 seconds go, you said timeout, Coach. Why?
Well, he's got to stop the clock, right? Even if you stop the clock, all right, Edison that is, you save maybe 3 or 4 seconds. Plus, you can set up a press.
Most fans don't understand when you're down by 11 points with 42 seconds why coaches calling timeout. What's going on at the time?
Well, regardless.
No, I want to hear this.
Okay, now I just got to get in here that Randy Klein just hit the first of a 1-on-1.
Right, 23 stepped in the lane, which is a violation, but the ball went in, so that negates the violation. Well, I don't think it's over till it's over, Phil.
Okay.
Okay. With the 3-point shot, and anything can happen.
Ball goes off Edison. East Brunswick again with the ball, and you'll see Edison in another desperate situation here. They'll probably have to foul real quick. Well, they allow East Brunswick to get across the court. Good screen set up there. Novus was hammered.
That was one of those Patrick Ewing jobs.
15 seconds. Edison can do little.
Don't hold the ball. See, don't dribble the ball. Pass the ball, right, before they come to you.
7, 6. Edison not really doing anything more, and a double dribble call with just 3 seconds to go, 44-32. That's probably going to be the final unless Edison can nail a long-range shot.
That was a good win. It was a good win for us, especially struggling a little bit.
And there you have it. Final score, 44-32. All right, nice game by East Brunswick girls. What do you think, gentlemen?
Well, I think it's a very good win for the Bears when you consider the fact that, as I said, Kim Harden only played 1 quarter. The talented freshman Erica Weir was out sick, didn't play at all, and other players picked up the slack. We talked about Debbie Levine with a super game today, and they're getting ready for the tournament.
Yeah. Well, Erica, I guess I said ill. Actually, she jammed her finger, and she won't be playing for a week, Phil. And that's my concern, too, that Kim gets healthy and Erica get healthy for the stretch. Because, as you know, the regular season is one thing. Then you get tournament time. It's completely different. So I think we can do something in the tournament if we get hot. Plus, with the semis being here, and you never know what can happen.
Okay, so there you have it. The final score, I think it was 44-32. East Brunswick scorekeeper Marcus Borden is always quick to turn off the clock after the game. But we want to get out of here. So that's the final, 44-32. So Phil Hill, Frank Noppenberger, thank you very much. This is Jimmy Allinder. Have a good evening.